let's go ahead and get started. We are picking it up, episode 20 of our solo D&D 5e RPG stream. Out of my ears, at least. How you guys doing? Thursday. Ready to hop back into it. We're gonna hopefully get to whatever this climax is in this dungeon in this ruined tower, and see if we can find that tapestry, and see if we need to be on the lookout for Naida's heir. Let me go ahead and pull up the notes for myself, and we'll do a bit of a recap since it's been a couple weeks. Let's see. So we basically figured out who was going to go on the adventure, because, again, we have a number of people in our sort of sidekicks that are with Leah that aren't particularly combat focused. But we did have Ott is combat focused, and we had Naida, who's a spellcaster, go with us. So it's sort of the three of them trying to sneak up in the night. And it's nighttime, the high winds, and the rival noble is basically well entrenched here at this ruined tower, and probably knows we're coming, but wasn't sure we're coming yet. So we're kind of getting the drop on them, getting the drop on us at this point. So we had three of them. They stuck up and stabbed sort of the guard who's at the perimeter, so they could stealth up. They ended up sneaking around the keep. They kind of went around the back ways, past the recreation field, where they found a number of people out there. Some guards out there just on their off time, just they're playing some sort of sport game. We're not sure, some sort of ball game, hanging around, some soccer football kind of thing. Then they found the pit, and they got ambushed by a steeder, which is basically a giant spider. But they're monstrosities instead of beasts. Anyways, a giant spider. That's all we need to know. Ended up knocking Ott unconscious, and then grabbed her and tried to run off with her. The rest of the group gave chase, and they were able to kill it and recover Ott. They found the burrow that's next to the tower that the spiders are living in. And they went inside, and they got caught up with a group of more spiders, not as large as the one they had fought, but more of them. They ended up dealing with those, and then they took a short rest. But during that, they were found by a group of patrolling guards because they made a bunch of ruckus, and ended up burning them to a crisp with grease and some fire. The spell grease and fire, and then made the room up to look like they had been in a fight with the spiders that we already killed in there. They left back outside the tower in the dark, and they found the rival noble was talking to the people at the recreation field, and then was leaving and heading in sort of their direction. And so they kind of went back over to the pit and kind of set an ambush for it. They did their best. The noble ended up getting away, though, and calling for the guards. They ran back down to the burrow and up the stairs to the guard encampment, kind of while the people are leaving the tower and like running around. They like did sort of like a fire drill thing where they were just kind of chasing each other, and they went back up and went, because now they weren't in the camp, right? Except there were some. Fought off a trio of tough enemies. We did find out that Ryan Fire entered the fray. He's at the recreation area, sort of accosting the guards that are there. So there's sort of there's pandemonium. There's a bunch of chaos that's going on right now. And we basically left with them running up the stairs to the second floor, basically, right? Double check. I'm gonna look at my map. Yeah, we're running up to basically the second floor of the ruined tower. Oh, so one thing that I didn't do in between games that I needed to do, and I forgot about it, I missed it. I needed to figure out a name for Naida's heir. A good name. I guess we should determine, is it going to be a masculine name or feminine name? I'm just going to roll the d20. If I roll high, it'll be a feminine name. Alright, I rolled a 9, so it's going to be some sort of masculine name. Now, Naida is a Burgar, so some sort of dwarfy name, maybe? Go with Volley. Volli. Sounds vaguely dwarfish. Volley. So our session goals. So what are we trying to actually accomplish this time while we're in there? So we're trying to find the magical tapestry in the ruined keep. That's why we're running up the stairs. We think it's in there. And we need to figure out where Naida's heir is if he was captured on the way back. We don't know. And then once things settle down, we have some other questions about sort of our overarching plot. You know, did Ott know about Leah's connection? Yes, why didn't she say anything about it? And how are Ott and Carol / Arias connected? But to do that, we've got to get to a point where we can actually take a rest, and we have to keep Ott, frankly, alive, because Ott is sitting at 1 hit point at 26, because she has had the worst of it. And I will go ahead and that. Oh, bam! There we go. You see here, Ott has a whopping 1 hit point. Because she has had the worst of it, and she's out of hit dice, so unfortunately we don't have any magical healing either, I don't think. I don't think we've potions. Yep. And we've got 2 arcane caster. No, no, Naida's got cure wounds. So we might be probably gonna need to make use of that. But Naida's also not looking very good. She only has 5 hit points and no hit dice left. Meanwhile, Leah is basically unscathed. She has 2 of her spell slots left. I don't think I saved this right, because I think that she should. I know she at least casts Grease, right? So she should be out. She should at least be down on 1 spell. We definitely haven't had a long rest. I wonder if I forgot to save after our last stream. That wouldn't be great. But I do know that she wasn't hurt very bad. I guess let's make an oracle roll then. So has she used any of her hit dice? Because I don't remember. Yep. Okay. So we'll say that she spent one of these hit dice. Okay. And does she have all her hit points? Yeah. All right. Let's make it a d6. We'll take some hit points. That sounds pretty good. I know she hasn't been knocked around very much, so that's probably close to about where she needs. I think she's got. Anyways, this is going to probably be. Things are going to get difficult from here on in. To the point is that depending on what happens in this next chamber, I mean, other than we may not have characters left, we may need to actually kind of boogie out of here, which would be unfortunate if we had to without achieving our goal. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I am hoping that doesn't happen, but it very well could happen. Let's see. We do know that there's also a staircase that went down, but we took the staircase up first. Now, as far as we know, the rival noble isn't up here. I guess we did say that we're going to hustle up there, so let's go ahead and we'll just let Leah do it. And we'll let her make a stealth roll. Guidance? Guidance? Alright, so she'll give the guidance, and oh, that's very good. That's very good. He is very quiet, and by proxy, the group is quiet. I don't really want to roll for all of them. So, and there's a lot of commotion going on. Like, there's a bunch of stuff that's on fire. And Rhymefire's, out in the recreation fields, breathing his ice breath all over everybody. So, I mean, it frankly probably should have had advantage for that roll because they have a ton of distractions right now. But it doesn't really matter. It's probably not going to roll higher than 19 anyways. So yeah, I mean we can check the DC, but I really don't think that we're gonna do that. So that's a 24 total. She only has she's not trained in stealth, and she only has +1. So let's see what the DC is. I'm guessing that we're probably gonna hit it. Oh yeah, no problem. Not even a problem. That's a DC 8. Okay, so they sneakily creep their way up these stairs. And I guess the question is there a door to the audience chamber? Because this is a very old place. So I don't think that there is. In fact, I think it's highly unlikely there is. So no. No door. Do we see anybody? So let's give ourselves a little perception check. They're all there, so I'll let her have advantage on it. Because they'd all be looking. 16, 17. There's a -1. 17. Does that beat the DC? And I don't know why I'm rolling a DC. I should have a DC. Oh, I just beat it. The DC 16. Alright. So we did see that. So the question is anybody in here? $11. So 11 should be an interrupted scene. So yeah, as they're sort of rolling up the stairs and kind of peeking around sort of the doorway, trying to stare into the darkness to see if they can see anybody in there, some sort of interruption happens. So let's figure out what that is. Alright, need a couple D20 rolls. Boop, boop. Get it started. 18. Uh-oh. Some sort of trap or trick. Oh, that's unfortunate. 5. Great for you. Yeah, they're just gonna trigger a trap. Because we didn't say we were looking for traps. So, alright. Wasn't really planning, so they've set up a trap up here. I'm gonna grab out my handy dandy DM binder, and I have some improvised trap stuff in here. Grab real quick. Improvised traps. Alright, so definitely triggered it, whatever it is, so this is not good. Alright, so it's a D12. What kind of trap is it? Oh, 1. Good. That's good. That means it's not going to be a trap that deals damage. It is an alarm trap. And, I mean, I guess we can figure out the trigger and some sort of pressure or touch. So, some sort of pressure plate, I'm guessing? Plate or touch. No, it's just standard tripwire. We'll just do it that way. So standard tripwire, and is this trap going to reset? Yeah. Alright. So they're going in there and they hit it, and it's strings tied to, let's say, some hanging bells or cans or, glasses, something that makes a whole bunch of ruckus whenever somebody trips on that trip line. Now, the question is does anybody actually hear that? There's a lot of commotion going on. So, does anybody hear that? I'm gonna say that it's highly unlikely. There's too much stuff. There's a roaring fire below us. There's people yelling and screaming and running around. And we know there's not anybody in the room we just left, which is the only room that accesses this, so think it's extremely unlikely that somebody heard this. So, well, I say that, but there might be somebody in the room. So instead of a -5, let's make it a -3. So did somebody hear this? Yeah, they did. Okay. I think that just tells us that somebody's in the room. And let's find out what those people are in this room. Ooh. Well, unfortunately, it's a bunch of those steeders, those male steeders, so the smaller ones. 2d4 plus 2. So maybe this was supposed to alert them if the steeders were coming out. Who knows what was going on. No, I think maybe there were some guards in there, but maybe that's what these steeders are doing. They're picking on the remains of their last conquest. All right, so there's supposed to be 2d4 plus 2 of these guys. Come on, roll low. That's low. That's good. So there's 5 of them in here. Oh, there we go. Male steeders. Okay. So we have 5 of these things. Go ahead and add some our combat session. And we have don't forget that we do have Igni with us. And they have a +1 to their dex, so they're sitting at 11. Have Steeders at 11. Oh, here, I've got their hit points from there. Leah's got 10 hit points. So I obviously did not save. I figured that was pretty close. And everybody else seems to be fine. And the Steeders have, how many you guys have? He's 13. 13, 13, 13, 13, and there we go. Alright, so we got some Steeders in here that we have to. They're picking them over some guards, some unfortunate servants or guards or whoever's in here. Perfect. Other things that are in this room. There's a ton, like TUN, so just a massive barrel. Kind of sits on its side on the floor. That's usually so tons are taller than I think most. Like if you've ever seen like a winery or something like that, and they have like those huge casks, it's like that. There's a letter opener, probably on the floor, probably one of the servants has it. Caustic pox on the room surfaces, as though lye or acid or something has burned into them. Interesting. What they were using this room for originally. Alright, so I guess we should roll some initiative. I mean, we just run. I get the feeling that we're not going to be able to take this fight. But yeah, let's go ahead and roll initiative. Alright, so we've got Leah. Okay, that'll work. And Naida. That'll work. Hot. Work. So yeah, everybody's going before the Steeders. We rolled well. Actually going to be going first. And I'm pretty sure Hot has a higher dex. He does indeed. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. And don't forget that the Shadow Dancer are rival nobles out there somewhere in the night, in the winds, the high winds, night. All right. So questions. Naida's up first. I guess the first question is we're gonna do a look around. Do we see the tapestry? I'm gonna say probably not. I don't think the tapestry. But let's ask just in case. Or I guess you would do a perception check. You can do a perception. Nope, she is too concerned with. She kind of briefly looks around, but it's very dark in here, and there are a bunch of spiders. So, is she going to cast anything? She doesn't have any leveled combat spells, which means she can basically just do Sacred Flame. Oh, she can enlarge or reduce herself. Man, the problem is that there's just no worthwhile. Hmm. She could try to enlarge herself. Try to enlarge herself and move the ton in front of the door. Yeah, I think that's what she's going to do. So she's going to use her Durgar ability, inherent magic, to enlarge herself. So she becomes large size, pushes through the door, grabs the ton, and tries to drag it over in front of the door before the spiders jump on top of the group. So to do that, she has to make a strength check, which she has a 0 in. She doesn't have a bonus, but she does get advantage for being large. Let's figure out what that's going to be. 15's not bad. This is maybe more actions that she would be able to do on her turn, but eh. That's okay. I'm gonna let her have it. Because it's a fun thing and she's at the top of the order anyway. Kinda has a quicker reaction than everybody. Alright, so the big question is 15 enough? Is that gonna beat the DC? Find out what the DC is. Oh yeah. I don't think it can even that high of a number. Yeah, the DC is 11. Yeah, she grabs the ton and sort of rolls it over in front of him and seals off that audience chamber with the spider still intact. Now, we know this is a ruined tower, so is there a roof, like a ceiling to that room, or can they crawl like outside and over the outside of the ruined tower? And unfortunately, I think that is likely. I think that. So I'm going to say, let me ask the question: does this thing have a roof on it? And I think I'm going to give it a -3 because I don't think it. Yeah. Okay. So it doesn't have a roof, so they know that they're probably going to have to deal with these spiders, but they don't have to deal with these spiders right now in a big room. Well, I think they're going to do is they don't want to get caught in that open area, which is the main room, which definitely doesn't have a ceiling. But this that sort of humanoid, or all the guards and stuff are making camp there is sort of like the ruined Great Hall, and we know for sure that that place doesn't have ceiling on it, and that's probably where they're going to show up. So I think they're going to. I guess it makes sense to just keep running down, right? They could run back into the warren of the spiders, but that seems like probably a bad idea. So maybe they go down. The problem is they don't know what's down, but they're gonna hustle up and run down. And Naida's leading the way, and she's still because she's big now. She womps her way down, and she takes off. And they hit the bottom. What's in this room? A moldy couch, broken astrolabe, large stone debris littering the floor, which making it difficult to read. All right. Are there any bad guys in here? Hope not. I think that's just a flat roll. There aren't. Okay, good. So they run down. There's a broken astrolabe. Do we want to take the astrolabe? Not really our primary concern. That there's large stone debris, so maybe they can lock off some of the access. So they can't see once immediately when they get in that. Oh wait, they've already been in this room. Sorry, they've been in this room. but they haven't been through. There's another staircase down, which I know they haven't gone to yet, and then there's a doorway that does have a door that leads to a place that they haven't checked out yet. So again, there's some like I said, there's large stone debris. So I think while she's still enlarged, Naida's going to take that time to sort of push rubble up against it, keep those spiders from getting. Because now that we are technically underground, or sorry, we're not underground, but we're definitely in an area that has a ceiling over it. So that's good. So presumably the spiders shouldn't be able to get in here. Now, and we don't think there's anything in here, but do we want to take time to... I don't really want to rest. Resting at this point's... this will check. Lee's gonna go over. They're gonna kind of do their things. So Lee's gonna go investigate the door. Is anybody gonna help her? Probably not. No, no, because I think Naida and Ott are gonna do. So, gonna check it with investigation. Roll very poorly. So she has no clue if it's trapped or not. Is it locked? So I guess she just grabs the handle, and I mean, see, I mean, it's a low DC, but it's not that low. So I guess she just grabs the handle and tries to check to see if it's locked. Is it locked? Since it's got a door and that door is close, you know what? Given, I mean, in the meta, I know what's on the other side of the door. At least what type of room. It's a display area. So, maybe it might be locked. 50-50. It is locked. All right, so she jiggles it and handles. All right, was it trapped? I'm gonna say highly unlikely. This is a ruined tower after all. Right, but it is locked. Meanwhile, Ida is going to go ahead and use both of her spells for cure. Get self and Ott some hit points back. Does 1d8 plus 2. So 7 points for herself. 12, and not a low number. And unfortunately, that is a low. Only 4 back for. So it's unlikely that she's going to be able to take a hit still. Now, none of them. Oh, no. Ott actually does have proficiency in Thieves' Tools, but she does not have Thieves' Tools. Unfortunate. Uh, wait. It is locked, right? Night is still big. I guess she'll try to break it down. So, and I think she would guidance herself. Just sort of. I think she'll have people helping her. And she does have crowbar, so she'll have advantage on it. Gonna have advantage. All right, so 16. That's not too bad. Oh no, oh, that DC is way too high. So she bashes at it again and again and again. Bashes into it, but it is strongly locked. Oof, that is unfortunate. So here's the thing: is that we can have her. We have to make a decision. So there's nothing that's going to stop them from actually getting into that room. It's really just a sense of the amount of time that it's going to take them to do it and the amount of noise they're going to make. So for every time that they have an attempt, I guess we'll see. And let's roll if there's some sort of wandering encounter that happens. We don't want a 1. Alright, so they spend some time with Crowbar, and Leia will use all of the rest of her enlarge. She'll shrink back down, but they are able to sort of finally break the lock on the door and get into the room. That room is the display area. It has a loom in it, a nice pair of gloves, and a faint smell of ozone. The question is, it seems like it's a display area, so this is where they would have like hunting trophies and things like that, works of art. It's a place a menagerie to sort of like show off your wealth and influence. So the question is our magical tapestry in here? I think that's extremely likely. But let's everybody split up and we're gonna go look for it. So I'll give her the guidance and the advantage for investigation as they look for it. Wow. Wow. Uh, Man, you stack the deck as much as you can, and sometimes it does not go your way. Um, okay, well, I think that tells me that narratively, it's not like they're not like, oh, can't find it. I think what this tells me is that it was in the room. Like, they found the place that it's supposed to be in, but it's not here. I think that's how we have to make that make sense. Uh, Crap, like, there's a spot for it, but it's been moved. Like, well, we didn't see it in the camp, so we didn't really stop to check. And but if the and they're kind of talking, but if the noble had moved it, like already had it in their possession, why are they still camped out here? That's a very good question. Probably wouldn't be. Because why else would they want to stay here? So I think what that means is that they know it's here, but they don't know where it is. It's not in the place it was supposed to be. Now we have these pair of gloves. Do they? We do have the faint smell of ozone in this room, which leads me to believe that there might be some sort of magic going on in here. So, are these gloves in pristine condition? Because that's usually a telltale sign that an item is magic, especially if it's old. Is that these gloves won't be worn or eaten away by moths or be cracked with leather and falling apart. Are these magical gloves? I don't think that's likely, but let's take a look anyways. No, they're not. They kind of inspect them, but they're falling apart. I don't think the loom would be magical. Alright, well, they're in here and they did not find what they were looking for. Hmm. But they did take some time to search, so let's see if they run in, anybody finds them. Nobody finds them. Alright. Well, they know that there's also a staircase down. It'll take us somewhere, right? So they're gonna book back to that room and then head down, which one more roll for one. Nope. Okay. They're gonna head downstairs. They're gonna stealth again, hopefully with better results. 13's not bad. That's 15. So they're pretty quiet. That definitely beats the DC for that spot. And they head down the stairs. Now, is there a door down there? I think it's highly likely that there's still a door down there. But that's even with +5, that's only a 9. So no, there's no door. There's clearly a spot where a door used to be. Maybe it's even splintered open, like it was forced open a long time ago. And inside is sort of the private suite. We find some very interesting things in here as they start to But before they do that, is there anybody in here? Maybe. Might be somebody in. Oh, there is definitely. Not only is there somebody in there, they're waiting for them. And since they're waiting for them, that makes me think that it's the Shadow Dancer. Is it the Shadow Dancer? I'm gonna say that's highly likely. A +5. Now, I did save. We do have the Shadow Dancer's hit points from last time, because obviously has not had a chance to rest either. Alright. And Shadow Dancer, I think, is gonna get the drop on it. Well, we were pretty stealthy. We were pretty stealthy. What is the Shadow Dancer? Shadow Dancer's all. Come on. Yeah, I mean, their passive perception's only an 11, even as a star 7 creature. Oh. So, might be waiting for us, but they are gonna maybe get the drop on them. Because they did. They heard us banging around in the other room, but they didn't hear us come down the stairs. So, I think it's just gonna be a straight initiative. Well, really, the question is do we see the Shadow Dance? Does our team see the Shadow Dance? So let's have the Shadow Dancer make a stealth check, which they are quite good at. +6. Yeah, that's a 17. I don't think anybody's got a 17 perception. No. Nope. Alright, so everybody's equally surprised. Basically. Kind of stumble into each other trying to sneak around. And I guess we'll just go into initiative. Shadow Dancer has Rival Noble, who we've already beat up once. Didn't really want to be. Well, we took some time to heal. So the Shadow Dancer, we can presume, has probably healed as well. Or at least a little. Do we want to do that? That gets into a real gray area. I find myself as DM. If the party takes the time to heal, then the bad guy should equally probably take the time to heal. But this guy was also trying to get people organized, and then obviously down here trying to find the tapestry. So maybe I guess. Well, when in doubt, we should ask the Oracle. Has our Shadow Dancer healed? Okay. So they were at 21, so they can heal up to potentially 50 hit points. Be bad. So I'm gonna roll a D100, and then we'll just divide the result in half. All right, so 22 back. That could have been way worse. That's not too bad. So only got 22 hit points back. Puts them at 43, which is still more than all of our hit points combined, but they are by themselves. And they have a four. And all right, let's roll some initiatives. Oof. They're gonna go right into combat. So for Leah. Okay. Not bad. That puts them at 14, which is Alright, so Leah's gonna go before him on that 14. After and Ott go first. Alright, so that works out decently. So it's gonna be Ott, Leah, and then Naida. Perfect. Alright. Now we have it. Come in. They see each other. They freak out because they kind of Scooby-Doo accidentally style just kind of accidentally ran into each other while they were each different party was sneaking around. And Ott is going to be up first. Ott is up first. Hmm. Now she doesn't have a lot of hit points, so she doesn't really want to get in melee with this first. So I think she's going to take a step back. I'm assuming that they are not technically in melee with it. Well, are they in melee with each other? Because she certainly wouldn't have been the person in the front. She would have been in the back regardless. And she's going to pull out her bow and she's going to make a couple of bow attacks. Shots with her bow. 19's on both. Wow. I'm pretty sure both of those are going to hit. Yep. And Ott's bow does 2. So 14 points of damage just right off the bat. Just pop, pop, right off the bat. Showing her prowess. And down to 29. Kind of pop, pop. Ugh. And that'll bring us to Leah. Is Leah in melee? She's kind of the head of the party. Yeah, the Naida is kind of up there too. So let's just 50-50. Is she in melee? Okay, so she is in melee. Well, that's not a great place for your wizard to be. Hmm. So yeah, I think she's just gonna burn her big spell. This is the biggest, toughest person. We know that. Sure, unless we run into another one of those big cedars. So I think she's going to use her magic missiles. 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 points, and she just pops. It's like kind of throws up her hand and shoots off magic missile. For 11 points of damage. Alright, already not looking good. That does make it the Shadow Dancer's turn. Got Leah right in front of her. Does Naida also in melee? No. Alright, so it's just Leah. Well, Shadow Dancer is just gonna attack her, probably. Attack her or try to escape, because... So now we're getting to the point where... Right, you can either try to run away, which I already done that successfully once, or if he does have volley at his air, could attempt to hmm, could attempt to force them to let him go in exchange for volley. So now at this point we need to figure out from a meta perspective, our characters don't know, but does this noble have control of volley? No. Okay. So now we know they're not going to make that. I'm looking at it because I think he's going to shadow jump. I'm trying to think if, man, he could just straight up murk Leah. This character seems very highly powered for 3 twos. Yeah, that's a deadly encounter. Yeah, because this is a deadly fight. Really should not be trying to fight this thing. Level 2s. I do like under difficulty in Cobalt Club it says, feels like someone forgot to bring snacks. Way overpowered. Could maybe knock them all out. I'm not sure if that's their priority, though. Pretty sure their priority is stay alive, because if they don't get them all down, there's a high likelihood they're not going to survive another round. I think they're going to jump. I guess the question is do they have the tapestry on? I think it's likely. I think it's +3. Do they have the tapestry on them, like, visibly? 9, 10, 11. Yes, but 11 is also an interrupt scene. So we're having this standoff with them. And this creature doesn't know what they're going to do. Uh-oh. So 4, creature, extraordinary. 9, escape or flee. Ooh, what sort of extraordinary creature could escape or flee from here? Let's choose. Let's ask a follow-up question. Because it could be Rhymefire coming down to give them a means of escape from this fight. That would be really cool. Is it Rhymefire? No. Okay. So it's something in here. It might be something like a Nothic, however you want to say it. This seems like the sort of place that they would hang out in. We do know that this is kind of an old mage tower. We do know that. Of course, anybody who's played Minds of Delver knows about the counters. So yeah, I think maybe this thing has. Like, our noble has grabbed the tapestry and was ready to make their escape. Ran into this conflict with their party, and this Nothic is going to try to take advantage. Is it going to use one of its gaze attacks, or is it just going to... I think it's just going to multi-attack it. I think it's just going to, like, jump out from the shadows, hidden behind some of the things that are in here. Which I don't think I described the room, because we didn't really get that far. It's a heptagram, so 7-point star, shaped room, chamber pot, pillory, that's burned, rotted, and rusted somehow. So, it seems like weird stuff was going on in here. Have the Nothic, and you know that they are basically cursed wizards, usually mages of some type. And I think this thing's just gonna. I think it's gonna attack from the back. So I'm gonna give it an advantage because this thing was clearly hiding better than everybody else. An advantage, and it's gonna jump on it because this is gonna be something that's good for us. Well, good for us in the moment because I think it wants the tapestry because that's how they operate. Which makes sense. Alright, so the first one, 16, which their AC is 15. Oh, nice. And they get to make 2 of those attacks. And the second one definitely hits. So it jumps on this guy and starts tearing him apart. It does a D6 plus 3 slashing damage. Okay, 14 points of damage. Guy cries out, and that'll be nothing as 30 plus 3, which 13. And what was the shadow? Oh, it goes at the same time. So we'll go ahead and we'll put it after it. I guess technically before. Nothing's in here. And the Nothic has not a ton of hit points, like not the strongest. But 45's something. And I said 14. Ooh, so this guy's got that Zelda going on. 4 hit points left. This thing jumps on it, it's like, no, no! Tapestry is mine! Starts ripping at him and trying to pull it out of his grasp. It is the Shadow Dancer's turn, though. The Shadow Dancer is going to do what the Shadow Dancer does, which is probably going to spike chain the crap out of this thing. Again, this is a way too tough to fight. Turns around and starts. Make three. I think he's going to make all three against it. '17's absolutely going to hit. And do 13 points of damage. Click. 5, so that'd be 32. And they get to do something else. So the spike chain and head's covering it. And let me. So the spike chain, in addition to when you do it, they must succeed on DC 14 Dexterity saving throw, or they have some additional effects that happen. Spike chain. So the Nothing's going to roll their Dexterity saving throw, fail, and we'll take one of these. It can be grappled, knocked prone, or take 4d10 necrotic damage. Well, I think the first one would be to knock it prone. Alright, so he knocks the thing prone, that's going to make its second attack. Play. And crit. Which can make it 46. Not too bad. 13 points. Could have been way worse. 19. And, I already knocked it prone. Yeah, I mean, at this point, they would just do the necrotic damage. Wow. 4d10. Well, they have to make a dexterity saving throw. Nope, that's not going to do it. So it's going to take 4d10 necrotic damage, which I don't think it's. Like, these guys are resistant to anything, are they? Nope. And 28 necrotic damage is more than enough to kill this thing. Completely rips this thing apart. It has one attack left. It does have Leah in front of it. So, yeah, it's going to try to attack Leah. Turns around and whips its spike chain around and attacks Leah. It's going to hit Leah. So, Leah's almost definitely going to go down. 86, right? 8, 9, 10, 11. She gets 1 hit point. Wow. Oh no, she doesn't. She doesn't. Those hit points anymore. Leah is down. 0-0. Rips her up and knocks her down. I don't think they would take the time to do any of the other stuff. Doesn't need to restrain the person. Doesn't need to knock her prone. She just went prone, and probably doesn't need to poison damage her because she looks like she's already dying. And then this guy is going to shadow jump doorway and take off. Start running. Ooh. Alright, Naida. What are you gonna do, girl? Leah is down for the count. Don't have any healing. At least not spells. And not trained in medicine, though. Helps if you look at the right. Oh. Really? You didn't give her medicine? Yeah. No, she does have medicine. So it would be probably best if she tried to stabilize. And maybe Ott can try to chase her down and get those last. Well, Ott's going to be able to keep up with the Shadow Dancer. That's the problem. The problem is that if the shadow turns around and decides to deal with Ott, then that's gonna be rough. So yeah, she is going to instead do the medicine check. She needs to do a DC 10 medicine check. She has +4. All right. So stabilize. Good. And then it's gonna take off after, but it's much slower. It's much slower than everybody else. Which brings us to after Naida told him to go. I should have used Igni. I didn't think. I always forget to use Igni. And very clutch to do that. So now there's a bleeding Lee on the floor, and there's an absolutely just savage Nothic on the ground, absolutely ripped apart by that spike chain. And Odd at the top, Odd's going to, with their cutting action, they're not going to have an issue. Going to be able to at least get in sight for another bow shot. I forget the bow reduces the target speed. Until the next turn. So actually, that guy is not that far away. He's only like maybe 50 feet away at maximum. So yeah, she really just needs to step back into the doorway and she can take a shot at him. Which she will do now. 2 attacks, come on, come on. Big money, big money. Alright, I think both of those hit. 16, because the AC is 15. Yeah, so those will both hit. Whew, we're going. I think those are probably going to take this guy out. Oh, maybe not. +4, 13. How many hit points? This guy had 14 hit points, didn't he? That has 14. Keep clicking on the wrong thing. Oh no, he's reduced. Shadow Dancer is murked. Jumps back into the doorway as this person's like disappears. Right, Shadow jumps like poof and a poof of darkness, and then you can hear the running up the stairs. Not just sort of takes a couple steps back, looks up the stairway, and just bam, bam, right into the back, and then just boo, and like hit the stairs and start to slide back down them. And that tapestry, that rolled up tapestry, is like boop 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 boop, and stops rolling at her feet. And that's the end of combat. They need to get the heck out of here. Assuming this is the correct tapestry, I don't think that they're going to even stop to check. I think they're going to assume that's the right one. Are they going to... Are they going to... Yeah, they'll loot the shit. They might need to loot... Yeah, they're going to loot the room. They're going to spend the time to loot the room. And the Shadow Dancer. So I'll do a roll. Well, so we got 3 people, so I'll do 2 rolls. One for the room, one for... 2 sets of rolls. One for the room, and one for... I guess 3 sets of rolls. No, the Nothics would be included with the room. So yeah, let's roll some treasure. And hopefully that won't have a one-ring monster encounter. Staring right at it. Okay. Here we go. 100 treasures. What are we gonna get? Big money. 15. Some sort of currency. What though? 3 silver pieces. Alright. I'm just gonna get some notation that I use, and if you guys have never tried this before, go ahead and try. Instead of having separate columns for gold and silver and copper, you can just use decimal system like we do for normal currency, with one being the gold and then the tenths being the silver and then the hundredths being the copper. Makes things much simpler. Assuming that your DM doesn't care about you not having the specific type of coins of each denomination. Let's just hit this. Alright. Second roll. Go! 10, 8, 11. 10. Some sort of trade goods. 8 silver. Kind of trade good. Flour. Flour or grain worth 8 silver's worth of grain. I don't think that they would take that treasure. And one more. 7. Oh, pocket contents. And some more food. Again, probably not going to take that. Alright, well, kind of a bust. No, I rolled them down. Oh, 5's also pocket contents. Some article of clothing. How much is the article of clothing worth? Just a nice little pin. Let's say an enamel pin. What was it? 8 silver? No, I know I've said this before, but I don't really have don't tend to play in a very treasure-heavy game. Vast sums of money just hanging around. 19, ooh, 19's good. We like 19. High rolls are good. 19 is a magic item. Alright, what type of magic item is it gonna be? Some sort of common item. Oh, a single-use common magic item. That makes me think it's probably a potion, right? It's either a potion or a scroll. Is it a potion? Doing a check. I'm gonna say it's highly likely, +5. Yeah. Alright. Is it a healing potion? I think that's also highly likely. No. Alright. So it's some other. Actually, I don't even know why I rolled for that. I want it to be a healing potion. I'm just gonna make it a healing potion. Because the only other potions are like Potion of Climbing or Potion of Jump at that level. It's like, why would they have that? This guy can literally teleport. Why would he have a jump potion? Or climbing potion? He can just teleport 30 feet whenever he wants. Bonus act. That doesn't make it. But he can't heal himself. So, standard healing potion. Which, you know what? I think we're just gonna dump down Leah's throat right freaking now. Or 5, 6, 7 points of healing. So she's gonna wake up with 7 hit points. We're definitely not gonna take an hour, so she wouldn't have benefit of a short rest. Because they're gonna get out of here. Did get the Tapestry. And I think we have one more roll, right? Seems good. It's not as good as a 19 or 20, but it's still good. Just currency. Ooh, but that is good. Oh, but I rolled copper pieces. So 10 copper pieces. So, I mean, we got a healing potion that we just immediately needed to use, which was the most valuable thing that we got. And we got an enameled pin. It was worth some money. But we did get magical tap. And I think Naida's going to be thrilled with that. And now they got to get out of here. So let's see. While they were doing this, did anybody going to stumble across them? No. All right, good. Yeah, they're going to make their escape. So really what we need to do is they're just going to be running through these rooms, doing their best to stealth. And we'll just make a... Again, there's a lot of confusion stuff going on. So really it's just going to see, as they make their way back past the guard station, if anybody's going to run across them. Alright, so they're moving to the antechamber. Okay, good so far. Back to sort of the main camp, the place that was on fire. Okay, that's good. Then they just need to make it past that guard station where they originally stabbed the guard. On their way out. Okay, they're good. And so they finally come back and meet up with Delg and... I'm going to assume Runfire's probably ducked out by now. Gonna meet up at least with... Oh, probably Runfire as well. But Delg and Omer. And they have the Tapestry in tow. And they're probably gonna make a run for it. I mean, so they are right here for now, and they need to get down to here. So that's where the they were already pushing it though. Is the thing. So I know they're tapped on this night, so they're gonna have to push to at least get some ways away. Here, it helps. Oh, that's the unicorn spring. Were there any unicorns in it? There was a unicorn in it, right? Yeah, so I think they're gonna make a beeline for the unicorn spring. That makes sense. Which means they're gonna have to push. Because I know that we basically got here by really hoofing it during the night. So probably gonna get some exhaustion. But the noble's dead. That might be an issue. But oh well. Oh no, we were at 19. So technically we can make that last move and be able to camp. Alright, so they're gonna push. They're gonna make their roll. Let me roll that D4 as they make a run out of here and head for the unicorn spring. 3. Okay. Well, that's definitely gonna put them at 22. Push them over. So if they try to move anymore, they're gonna have to roll against exhaustion, and that DC is set at their progression level, which is 22, which means that I don't think Leah can even hit that. Oh no, she can, if she rolls a natural 20. So that is unlikely. So, but we do need to know, do they run across anything while they're running? Not. Not. Is the unicorn at the unicorn spring? I mean, they know where they're going, so unicorn's kind of pretty territorial. A little hidden glade, so I think it's probably there, +3. No, not there. Okay. But they know where it is. It's a good source of fresh water. They don't. I think that they are probably. They're probably going to be okay, because I don't think now that the noble's dead, there's not a high likelihood that the remaining guards are going to be organized and come after them. However, this may have some significant long-term problems for everybody involved. Well, then we don't know how. The thing is that we don't know how influential Naida is as a noble. So maybe, maybe not. So we'll have to think about that. But they are going to rest. Does anything affect them overnight? No. Would not have been good. And so everybody will get to heal up. So Leah will heal up. She will get dice back. Get her spells back. Or she's going to mage armor on herself. So she looks good. Naida is back up to 20. 720. But she only gets, right, you get half your level and hit dice back, so she gets 1 back. Get both hers back. And Ott, similarly, will is only going to get 1 of her 4 hit dice. And she does have quite a few hit. You shouldn't. I think you should only have. I've done that. But she's only going to get 1 of those back, unfortunately. But she is at least going to get all her hit. Yeah, I don't think. Well, they're a half CR. Maybe they do good. I guess I'd have to look. Because if so, I need to make that change. Noel, Hunter, and follow those guys. That monster. Use one of those. Come on. The entire thing is about Witherling. Love me some Noel Witherling. Oh, Hunter. Oh, yeah. In fact, she should have 5 hit dice. She starts out with 4. Jeez. Okay. So technically, she's at 5. She's level 2. I may not have leveled up. No, I did, right. Maybe not. Maybe I didn't. 8 plus 4. So that would be 22, and then what? Yeah, it's almost unlikely that I gave her. Did I roll those hit dice? Whatever. We'll leave it be. Doesn't really matter. She has 26 hit points. That's already a ton of hit points. Half CR creature. No problems. So yeah, I think at this point I am going to get a refill on my tea. We're gonna sit down, and maybe we can do. Everybody sort of got a little time to do a little rest, figure out whatever the Tapestry's got going on. That'll be good. We'll figure out what's going on with Tapestry, and then if we can maybe. Naida is going to be pleasant with us. We can maybe have a conversation with Ott before she rushes us off back. But yeah, that's fun. So I'm gonna take a quick break, bio break, etc., and we'll get back to it. I will see you guys in just a few minutes. All right. All right. Peace. All right. Let's get back to it. Go ahead. Now I don't want to get too far ahead in this, so I want to. We are kind of running not super short on time, but running shorter on time. I don't want to get too stuck into something and so we can't get ourselves extricated from relatively easily. So I think what's good now is let's take a look at the Magic Tapestry. So I think that Naida would look at Leah and be like, "Hey, are you able to tell if this is, what this does basically?" And she can cast detect magic as a ritual and can confirm that this is the magic tapestry. I mean, I think it's almost certainly the tapestry. So I was just making an oracle roll. I rolled a 15. I was gonna give it +5 anyways, but didn't need it. So yeah, it is magical, and it is what we're looking for. Now, what does this thing do? That's really the big question. You know, given that Naida's a spellcaster with her background, so it's found in arcane plays, but it's also but she is so it's found in a ruined mage tower, but it is it Naida is a healer, so cleric slash druid. That's where her spell list comes from. That's caster. So if she was interested in it, is she? So let's just ask some oracle questions. Is she interested in it because it is religious in some aspect? Yes. Okay. That tells us that it's probably from the cleric or paladin. I'm gonna say probably the cleric's list. I'm just gonna pull up the spell list. Not really too much to look at, so we can just keep looking right here. Of course, if you guys have any questions or anything like that, feel free to drop them while we're going. And let's see, because I'm just gonna be looking through this. So cleric spells. So maybe something up to like third level, first, second, third level. Not ceremony. Because I am thinking something that's sort of a ability spell. Something that's got sort of like a longer casting on it. Clairvoyance? Prayer of healing. Maybe just magic circle. Created 10-foot radius, 20-foot hole. Magic. Glowing runes. Hmm. Gonna protect from extra planar stuff. That's cool. Maybe augury though. I do kind of like augury. That'd be a cool magical tapestry to have that does allow you to. Hmm. I'm looking at glyph of warding. I'm just looking through the spells real quick. Sorry, not that much. Or Zone of Truth. Zone of Truth would be really interesting. Not sure why you would make a tapestry of it. That seems like more of a kind of thing. Locate object. I'd say locate object, but locate object has to be relatively close, within 1,000 feet. Oh, interpose could be interesting too. Yeah, I like gentle repose. Like it's something that maybe for like their family tomb or something like that. So the tapestry helps protect dead family members and keeps them from being raised as undead by any means. That seems like it would make the most. So it's a thing of gentle repose. I'll just put that in the notes. Magical Tapestry of repose. Alright, so that's what it does. Then, so I was thinking that because of our time frame, it's probably going to make more sense to have that conversation with Ott next time rather than that. But we do have some time left, so I think in this time we can try to hoof it back to the Noble's Keep, east of the regular shot. I'll flip it over. You guys can see it. So again, we are here, trying to get so pretty simple. Let's go ahead and get our guys going for the day. Alright, we gotta set our threshold on. Yeah, it's not very good. Well, we do have the mule with us, so technically we should be able to roll with advantage, carrying our stuff. We weren't going to roll any better, apparently, but at least we have that. So 9. Okay, so maybe we're not going to get there today. Not pushing it. And we're going to go ahead and make our move. 2. And really, we just want to make sure, because we are not going to be looking at stuff while we're going. We're going to move to here. This is the sinkhole. And we do know that there's some treasures in there. Do we want to take care of that? We're not really on the time schedule. Do we want to take care of that sinkhole? No, I do remember that there's full of myconid mushroom slime things that really kind of kicked our booty last time. But now we've got a whole bunch of spells. We got an extra caster with us, and we know what we're walking into. I guess, well, that is a one thing. We weren't going specifically there, so let's see. Do we even run into this thing? But do we run into this? First of all, do we run into any random encounters? No. Do we run into the sinkhole? And this time we know to watch out for it, so we don't literally walk into it like we did last time. But do we see it on the way back? Yes. Okay. Do we want to stop? We're going to try to convince... Is Lee interested in that? Yeah. I think, because we know that there was a... We saw a treasure chest down there, if I remember correctly. So we know there's treasure down there. Or assume there's treasure down there. So we need to convince. So we're going to make a charisma. Is she getting any help in... I don't know if Omer and Delg and Ott care that... Does anybody... Okay, let me just ask the Oracle. And it's 50-50. Does anybody other than Leah want to stop here? No. Okay. Alright, so Leah will try to convince the whole group, but she's going to do it at disadvantage with a second persuasion. Okay. Hey, she rolled decent. Got a +2. She's not trained in persuasion, though. So. That's 15, though. Check for everybody. I guess she does. Yeah, I think the way that she does it, and she's like, "Hey, look, Naida, I understand that you're in a hurry to get back to your family and to see Volley and to turn triumphant after all these years with your family's magical tapestry. But I did a lot of work. Me and my friends got hurt quite badly for your cause. So I mean, if you could help us with that, I feel like that's a quid pro quo, right? Help each other a little bit. And that was apparently convincing because that was a DC of 8. Rolled really low for the DC. They agree. So that is a Dyson Logos map. I know that. I'm gonna have to find this map. I mean, let me see if I saved it real quick. I'm just shutting you out. Check it. Look it up real fast. See if I saved it. I don't think that. But I think I saved the name. Dyson Logos Arcane. Okay, good. I was able to find it. Back. I did not save it, but I was able to search it up. Like, great maps from Dyson Logos, as always. So this time we know where we're going. I mean, know how that we can take the stairs down there and not just fall into the wall last time. So we see the ruins and we go down there. And we know there's a bunch of things in here, so what we're going to do is probably come prepared. Fire seems like the appropriate thing to use in this section. I'm going to roll a d4 to determine sort of like how many encounters we got to get here to get the trick. Okay. 3. And let's figure out what that's going to be. So we've got a bunch of people with us right now. Are we going to take everybody with us, or is it just going to be Leah? I'm just going to say it's going to be the 3 of them, because they are the combat-focused ones. And that way I'm not running like 2 extra not combat-oriented ones, which is going to beef up the numbers counter. Do maybe like do some filters. This now the filters on. I know I've started talking about this more ever since Cobalt Fight Club or Cobalt Plus, Cobalt Plus, whatever it's called now. Did some updating stuff, and filtering don't quite work right, or at least they don't work right. I mean, maybe it's a skill, maybe it's a user error problem. There's like some. Yeah, let's make something. Want a hard encounter. That's an easy encounter. I got the Spore Servant. That would be Dudley. Alright, so yeah, we'll go with that one. So there's a Myconid adult, and then the Quaggoth. I can't remember. That's Quag. Not the poor Spore. They're Myconid, so one of these guys. We're gonna tip down, go down there. We're very familiar with this area already. We were here like a week ago, if even that at this point. Actually, probably not even that. Probably like 2 days ago, 3 days ago. So we're pretty familiar with what it looks like down there. We ran through basically the whole place, phased, and it's gonna be the first people we come across. We're gonna do a little. Let's do a little stealthing. That's very bad. So I think that they're gonna see us. They aren't even gonna see. All right, so we're gonna get into a fight right off the bat. So it goes on 11. Adult. So we've got put that mic in the bolt, or so sort of a beast and master kind of setup. Everybody's at full hit. Excellent. So this guy goes on 11 and that 10. So let's get some. And you. So where are we going to run into these people? So I think we're going to run into them in sort of that first open chamber. And we're trying to go down there quietly, but I mean it's a stone staircase, and I mean clearly somebody dropped something while they were headed down there or made a bunch of noise. So for Leah, okay, let's start at 10. Leah's looking good, and okay. So all I need to know is that Leah's gonna go right in between the bad guys. And let them always. Ott has the high X, so she's gonna go first. The Quaggoth looks big and mean, so we're probably gonna take that out. All right, so she's gonna do a little bow action on it, I think, from where they are, and she's gonna be in the front with Naida and Leah back. At least in melee. 2 attacks. Oh, that one's certainly gonna miss, but the 15. The 8 plus 2. Ooh, 10 points of damage right to the Quaggoth. Right off the bat. Nice. Great job, bot. So she wings back. One flies wildly, or she pulls back, but the arrow actually snaps right from the tension, and the other one finds its mark in the Quaggoth. 10 points of damage, and they have how many hit points? How many hit points? 45. All right, so now it's down to 35. Naida, what are you? Mm, yeah, I think we're gonna let them come to us. So she will reach out, hold up her rapier, point it at them, and do a little sacred flame. So I need a dex save. With a natural one. Okay, well, for 8 points of damage on that quad. Radiant, which I don't think they're resistant. I mean poison them. Yeah, no, nothing about radiant damage or arrow damage. So it's going to take the full brunt of those 8 points of and is going to be nice. Well, now it's Quaggoth's turn. Well, Quaggoth's going to run up. Ott hit it pretty hard, so it's probably going to go after Ott. It has multi attack. It's going to have those big nasty kind of rotting at this point claws. Like, well, I guess it'll make one attack against it. So first against Ott has a bow out, so she doesn't have her shield out. So we'll hit, and the one against Naida will be sure that that's going to hit her. Yep. Can't even use her reaction. That won't do her any good. So guy does 1d6 plus 3, so they'll both take a d6 plus 3 damage. So Ott will take 8. Up on the. Actually, that's 15. And Ott has 26 hit points. So she's down. No problem. That was it. It's Leah's turn. She's got this nasty thing in front of her, and behind it, who's also probably going to come up on its turn. What's she gonna do? What's she gonna do? I think she's just gonna fire bolt it right now. Make an attack roll. No, that may not hit. That's a 14. Yeah, I think this has an AC of 30. Alright, so that does hit. Nice. Great job, Leah. For maximum damage, fire damage, reefs the thing and fires, pours over its decaying flesh, burning, singed hair. Smells musty and burned at the same time. That's what she'll do. The Myconid adult will. Gonna try their pacifying spores, I think. Oh, it has to be within 5 feet of it. So it will move up, but it can only get to the front lines. And gonna make a. I think it's just gonna make a fist attack. It's gonna be against. Alright, if I roll high, it's gonna be on night. Can stop. Alright, gonna make an attack. Gonna miss. No problem. Distress force. It sucks. Alright, well, we'll probably be dealing with that pretty soon. And. Oh, yeah, and does Quaggoth have that? Quaggoth does not have that. It's a Myconid only ability. Good. So that's the top of the round. So Ott's gonna go. She's gonna switch to her spear. She'll drop her bow, pull out her spear, and make a couple of spear attacks. This will boost up her AC against Quaggoth. That's 13, which is exactly what she needs to hit. So 2 hits plus 2. So 14 points of damage. Nice, and she stabs into it again and again. Nearly killing it, but not quite. The Quaggoth Spore Servant, I don't think is going to have enough intelligence to run or do anything like that. Naida's right in front of this thing. She is going to. Oh, has a bonus action, so is going to move into flanking around the Myconid and is actually going to use the help action so Naida can get advantage on her attack as Ott is distracting Quaggoth. So she'll roll with advantage and try to kill this thing with a rape. Ah, yeah, that'll do it. Yeah. That thing is toasty toast. Quaggoth goes down. It's Leah's turn. Leah turns around, looks at the Myconid. The Myconids may think about getting boogieing out of here. Not his turn. It's Leah's turn, and Leah's gonna see if she can do that. I'm thinking Frost. Can't remember. I know Frostbite does extra. No, I think she's just gonna hit it with firebolt. Firebolt's got a little bit better damage, and I don't think that she would think cold damage does anything. Man, but she misses. Ugh. Okay. It is the Myconid's go. The Myconid is, I think we're going to use its pacifying spore. Now that it's up on 2 creatures. So, how does this work? Or he is dead. It explores at 1 creature, it can see 5 feet. Well, Ott's been ripping them up pretty good. So we're probably going to use it on Ott. Or be stunned for a minute. Oof, that's tough. Alright, Ott. Roll high. Okay, yeah. So Ott is fine. Oh, I can repeat the saving throw. Still, getting stunned. That's all it can do. It is pretty well outnumbered. Is it? It needs to make I think, a charisma. It's gonna make it a morale roll. This thing may flee. 8's not very good. Usually I've been doing a roll under. This is just above its charisma of 7. So it's gonna flee. So 2 people are gonna get attacks of opportunity on it. First one for Ott. Gonna hit. Naida. Miss. Well, it's gonna hit with that spear. And then it's going to release those distress spores. So okay, support. All right, do math. All right, let's see. Second break two. Did he use Dignity? I keep forgetting to use Dignity. So, and it boogies. It's not very fast though. It's 20 feet away. So, not very far. Now it's the end of the round and those spores went off. So let's roll a d6. See if like more mechanics show up. No, because as long as we keep injuring this thing, though, next round we're probably gonna kill it. Ott's gonna run in there and do 2 spear attacks. Can chase this thing down. Probably gonna hit with both of the +4. Low damage. 8 points damage, but hey, damage is still damage. Points. And that's Naida's turn, and she is going to, and she's gonna walk up and when Odd again would use her bonus action to the help action. Oh, good thing. Didn't have that one. And that will most certainly hit an AC bonus. Rapier. Will slay the mic. Excellent. And we said there were 3 treasures in here. Let's clean out the rest of this place. We know we gotta go through 3 combats. So we know what are the other things in here. So we've got myconids, mushrooms, and some good slime. I bet we can get us. I forget what. Get us some oozes. Ooh. Anything other than. So we can go gray ooze. Too much? No, that's not. Let's do a couple of gray oozes. So we're gonna gray oozes are sort of mushrooms or ones. Is like is the all right? Oh, resistance. I don't know if she would know that. I'll give her a check. She would know that what's probably because I think oozes are in. Let's see some oozes. Oh, it corrodes metal. No. So yeah, we'll have to see what they know about this because this could turn out really badly for them very quickly. So a couple of gray oozes show up. Decide to take the fight to them. Oozes don't really surprise people, at least not this one. I mean, other than jelly cubes. It's got a +2 to stealth, but worry about that. They're gonna see it. I think they're just clearing this place out, so you can see everything. I think these things. Look at our map. These things are gonna be sort of in this area where there's kind of a drop off, and they're gonna be slurping out of the water. We're gonna see them kind of up and around, kind of in this direction. I guess I could use. I'd use the. Gonna be kind of in this. All right. Here's the thing. It would be very advantageous if we found them in this section because this is actually sort of like a cliff thing that we need to climb up. Remember, if I remember correctly. And whereas this has more steps, so they do climb, but they're very slow. So let's roll a d20. If we roll high, where we'll get this. It don't get no higher than that, baby. It's a 20. So I think we're gonna catch them while they're still in the water. And we're just gonna get one free round of just slamming into them. I mean, everybody's gonna go in front of this thing. Their deck sucks. No, there's almost no way we'd roll under it anyway. So yeah, that's where we're gonna find them, and then we're going to that. So they're gonna see them from up there, and they're just gonna take pot shots at these things. They're probably gonna get like multiple rounds before this thing even gets there, anywhere close to them. I think they're gonna get 2 full rounds of attacks on these things before. How much does Leah know about Deuces? That's an arcane check. Probably knows quite a bit. I'll check the DC, but that's probably gonna do her. It does indeed. Alright. So she's like, alright, here's what you need to know about these oozes. They look like gray oozes. That means that you can't use acid cold fire on them because they're resistant to it. I mean, you can. They can climb up here, but it's going to take a while. Most importantly, stay away from them with metal. So, if you like your armor, if you like your weapons, stay away from them. Now, they're not very fast, so we can just kind of retreat, fire, retreat, fire, retreat, fire. As we do this, also we'll just kind of. I almost don't even need to roll this out because just since they know what they are and they caught them from far away, like they didn't accidentally run into them because they were apparently not motionless, so they didn't have the guise of false appearance. They were moving. I don't think we even need to do this combat. This is one of those gotcha kind of monsters, like a jelly cube, except jelly cube's a much tougher monster. But this is a gotcha monster. Like it has a very specific thing. And that's really only a problem if they get on top of you or you don't know about their powers. And kind of like a rust monster and attacking a rust monster with your party. So I don't think we actually need to do anything with this. So I think I'm just going to call that a wash. They're definitely going to be able to do and because they have such an advantage in this fight, there's no way they would ever even be harmed. I do need to roll for Ott's arrows though. She's been through 3 fights now. Okay, she's still doing good on arrows. Alright, so we took out the gray ooze, so we got one more fight in us. What else is down here? We did our oozes, we did some mushroom stuff. What else might be down here? What's kind of a underground? I mean, I guess we could just well tell me. Tell me what's down here. Do this is sort of a cave. Could also take dungeon or underground. I'd take ruins because these are ruins. Okay. So roll me a hard encounter. I don't really want demons. I could do a Myconid and a Grey Ooze. And I really don't want to use it. Maybe like one big monster. Yeah, like this Myconid Sovereign. That's a cool one. Let's do the Myconid Sovereign. So and down, finally find Myconid Sovereign, who is aware of us, uh, we'll probably be trying to. I don't think there are any corpses down here right now. And I definitely don't want to try messing with that template. But actually, let's see if there's like a zombie. There are quarters here, though. Yeah, that's gonna be. Alright, no problem. So, a Myconid zombie, or Myconid sovereign. So, I'm not gonna be able to use our animating spores thing because I don't think there's anything. I'm gonna assume that Quaggoth Servant was the only creature that was actually down here. We didn't see any other last time. But they're sort of oozy slime guys, and we knocked them out. We have some ochre jellies or something. Anyways, so maybe we're not gonna use that. They've got the pacifying cards or force one. The problem is it has to get next to everything. Alright. So it's gonna try to sneak around. And so I'm gonna have us do an active perception check. Passive stealth. Should be just a 10, I guess. Alright. Yep. Alright. No, we definitely see it. It's not gonna ambush us. And let's roll some initiative. Gonna get under 10. Nope. Alright, so we're just gonna keep the same order that we were doing. So we'll let Ott go first. Gonna duck at her bow. And after that, we're going to have Leah, who's gonna, I guess, firebolt this thing. And miss. Come on, guys. And I guess we'll get a con saving. Or it's a dex for Sacred Flame. Which will fail. So this thing's going to take a d8 of damage. It's going to take 2 points. So now it has 58 hit points left. Oh, did a full round. did 2 points of damage. Great job, guys. Damage. How far away is it? Like maybe like a D10. Alright, so it's like 45 feet away. Yeah, I think they're just gonna wait for this thing to come to them. It's trapped down here. The thing, Myconus cannot really survive in the light, so it can't really go anywhere. So this is backed into a corner. It's gonna fight to the death. And unfortunately, it's got to spend its entire thing moving up, so it's gonna move up against. If I roll high, it's not. So it's gonna spend its entire turn to move up against. Gotta use a dash action, basically. Move up against that. And that would take its action, so I can't do anything when it gets there. Cool. Ott will draw up her bow, pull out her shield, and spear, and work. Probably need to roll to hit first. That one. Both of those will hit, though. 6, so 10 points damage. Going from 58 to 48. Naida will step up, and of course, we'll use her bonus action. Thing, man, really suck, Naida. Rules really suck. It's not going to be a hard fight. It's just going to be a long fight, apparently. And we're going to get a firebolt from back, and that will also miss. Alright, so this Myconid Sovereign is going to do its thing. It tries to do its hallucination force with pass back. Let's do hallucination. Force on odd. Oh, excuse me. Alright, that's gonna fail. Oh, she's poisoned. Poison target is incapacitated while it hallucinates. Oh, that's not good. Because I believe if they're incapacitated, that means that they're automatically crit, right? No. We can take no actions or reactions. And then this thing's just gonna sort of pop it. Pop her fist. That's all they can do. It will crit for for a lot of damage, unfortunately. So that's going to be really that many. So 12d4 of damage. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, it's just going to because half of it's bludgeoning damage and the other part's poison damage. The unfortunate thing is that crit. So what should have been 64 damage is now way too much, and Ott is immediately KO'd. Great job, Ott. Dang. Alright, well that's not good. So she's going to go into death saving throws because it is her turn. D4's out of here. Saving throw, come on. Oh, that's not good, that's a fail. Alright, and then it's Naida's turn. She is going to cure wounds on her. Standing right there. +2, 10 points. Alright. Ott wakes up with 10 points. Leah is going to. Ooh, like, oh, that was really bad. Probably need to do something about that. She's got some spells. I mean, magic missile, guaranteed damage. Considering how crappy we've been rolling in this encounter, I think she's just gonna take the magic missile. Gonna take the automatic damage. 10 points damage. Okay, could have been better, but could have been worse. At least we know she didn't miss. Okay, and she will knock one of these spells. Could have maybe used chromatic orb, but it sucks to use a spell at miss. It's the Sovereign's turn. Sovereign's going to turn his attention to Naida, who will now also need to make a con save for those spores. But we'll make that save. And then it just makes a punch attack. And I don't think that's going to hit her. Does it? 9 plus 3, so 12. No, she's got a higher 12. And then the punch fails. Back up to the top. Ot's gonna get up and try to freaking wreck this thing. Going to start off with a pretty good job. Another 16 points of damage as she just gets up and growls and starts stabbing her spear through this thing. What did I say? 12 points of damage? And like I said, this thing doesn't have anywhere to go, so then she will use her bonus action, of course. Take the help action. Give Naida. Apparently, we really need. Oy! You guys are killing me with these rules in this combat. Naida swings around wildly. And Leah's going to firebolt. And will hit. And do 6 points of damage. Down to 20. The Sovereign has up. Ott's the one that's hurting it the most, so gonna try to do the spores on it again. Ott's gonna fail again. And going to Wreckity-wrecked right here. Attack roll. We're gonna have advantage now. But actually may not hit. 13. I think her AC is 15 now. So actually misses. Even though she's wildly hallucinating. Back to the top. Ott needs to make a save. What is the DC? That might actually do it. 11. The hallucinating spores. Oh, thanks for the follow. Doing the hallucinating spores, it is DC 12. Oh, just missed it. So she's still hallucinated. Just dang. Really thought this was going to be a cakewalk of an encounter. It is not proving to be that. And that'll take us to Naida, who will attack. That'll hit with her rapier for another 4 points of damage on this mighty Sovereign. Slowly, but surely. And Leah, I guess Leah's going to do. I guess she's going to do another firebolt from the back. That'll definitely hit. Keeps working, I guess. 2 points of damage. They're just going to slowly chip away at this thing. And unfortunately, this thing. Normally, I would have this thing run by now, but like I said, it's stuck underground and it can't. There's no place for it to go that they can't get to, or it can't can't go up into the sun because of the sun sickness part. Right, and it dies in an hour of direct sunlight. And it's definitely sunny right now. So, Sovereign has this. Oh no, you can do the hallucination source as much as once. Going to use the hallucinating spores on Naida. At least attempt to. Come on, Naida. You'll fail. Then we'll try to punch Ot still. And still stuck at punching, not hit Ot. But now both of our frontline fighters are chasing the hallucinations, which leaves Leah, and Leah's like, "Oh, this is not good." Top, Ot's gonna try to make that save, try to get out of here. Yes, natural 20. So she snaps out of it, and I think they hitting the effect on. Oh, nope, one. With the hallucination stores, they can definitely be subjected to it again, which is woof. That'll be tough. But she wasted her whole turn for that, and then Naida has to go. She's gonna fail, so she's still loosed up. Leah, I didn't really want to use Leah's last spell slot in here, but maybe we're going to. Do Chromatic Orb. Maybe do. Let me refresh myself on. It attacks the creature takes. No, I don't have a diamond worth 50 GP. It doesn't matter. So we're not gonna do that. I don't really want to cast Magic Missile. Magic Missile didn't do more damage than my Firebolt was doing. So I guess we'll just keep Firebolting. It's been working pretty well. Famous last words. Yep, hits. Firebolt. Go. 7 more points of damage. Thing is getting low. Alright, the Sovereign will attempt to do its story thing on Ot again. Make that con saving throw. Ot will fail that con saving throw again and be hallucinated up. And then it's going to. So it's tried to attack Ot twice now and failed, so it's going to turn over and try to punch. And not hit, I don't think. Plus 3, so 9, 10, 11, 12. Her AC is. So even with them being incapacitated, still struggling to hit them. Alright, that brings us back to the top. Ot needs to make her save. Fails her save. Naida needs to try to make her save. Fails her save. The Firebolt, I guess. Will hit. Come on, let's get 7 points. Nope. Go through another round. At least. 4 points. Oh, I was forgetting about Igni. We'll just have Igni roll in. But it's fly up next to Ot and use its Fire Breath. So 50 needs a deck save, and of course he'll angle it so he's not hitting Ot and. Okay, DC 11. So this should hopefully kill this stupid thing. Not think this was gonna be such a thing. Nice. What a fail. 58, right? Well, I rolled a 6 for 5. I'll take that. 11 plus anything. I guess it doesn't really matter. That's more than enough to kill it. As Igni finally breathes on this thing and it goes up and flames. Since they don't talk, it doesn't really scream or do anything. It just burns. Probably smells really bad as it releases spores and leaves them the ability to pick over some treasures. Woo! Treasure time! Treasure time! We knew there were 3 satchels of treasure in here, so that's 9 total rolls for us. Maybe we'll roll better than we did our last time, because we didn't really get a whole lot of good stuff. I have down here my treasure notes. Okay. Alright, so what's our first roll? 12. So a piece of gemstone or jewelry worth 4 coppers. Like a brass button. It's what it is. It's a brass button. Or copper. Yeah. I'm sure they thought it was fantastic because they didn't wear any clothes, maybe. Fancy. 3. That is some sort of pocket contents they found down here. 4. And oh, just some money. Hey, 10 gold pieces. I'll take that. This is just straight up. And what else? We found a purse that's got 10 gold pieces in it. More pocket contents. Maybe more cash. That'd be nice. 5. 1, 2, 3. And some jerky. I don't think we'll probably take that. That's probably gross. Probably not as preserved anymore down here in this sort of humid, wet, damp environment with a bunch of fungus. Probably not good. Alright, well, that is the first one done. I'll put it down here, but probably not going to do that. You guys have some weird treasures. 16. 16 is, I think, high numbers, 9. I think that's 7 silvers. So first with some silver in it. Could be worse. And some pocket contents. In our pocket. A piece of fruit. I'm gonna say that that's gonna be some sort of dried fruit. Treasure packet. Doesn't matter. Another pocket content. 3 and 6. Oh, a note with some sort of direct. Directions to what, I wonder? I may, you know what? I'm gonna have a think on that. I'm gonna leave myself a note. Directions note from the arcane sync. Alright. And that is everything from the second one, and then our final packet And my treasure's obviously a little underwhelming. That's okay though. One, that's just more pocket contents. So clearly they've, a lot of people have fallen into this sinkhole, it seems like. Oh, some perfume. A little bottle of perfume. Or 1 gold. May just be the bottle. 1 gold. That's not what I do. What? Ooh, 18's good. 18's currency. 5 coppers. Ooh. The thing about the currency is it's very swingy. You end up with coppers, but every once in a while you're gonna end up with like 8 platinum pieces. And 17, which I think is also currency. Yeah, but I rolled a 13. That's pretty good. Oh no, it's just that. And 5 silver pieces. I think could have been worse, I guess. We got a little bit of money. Probably was not worth coming down here, though. I mean, we did get, depending on what that note directions goes to, could be interesting. Hmm. But we did expend some time. We need to upkeep. First of all, we had another fight. How's Ott doing on the arrows? Doing okay on the arrows. Able to recover most of them. And we spent some extra time down here, so go down our control operation. Defy. Alright, so we're definitely not going to be getting back today. What is the weather like for today? This is a new day. Weather 4, which is approximately April 15th. Here. Alright, so headed on our way back. We have, however, cleared this bad boy out. Like this. Down here. This thing is cleared! We did it. So I was thinking that I would wait till next time because we've done quite a lot now for level 2 characters that I think we've earned a level up at this point. I was gonna wait till we were back at the keep though. I may still do that. I think I'll still do that. But I think once we get the noble back to their keep, that's paid off and we can have that conversation with that because I'm pretty sure the noble's probably gonna let the party stay overnight. They can have a feast and good showing. Ott needs to get paid. So I think that's probably to do. So at the sinkhole, I guess we can leave ourselves some notes. Go ahead and do that or a recap. Okay, view our adventure threads and update that. So we found a bunch of steeders in the audience chamber. munching on dead guards. And at that point, it enlarged, they got big, and sealed with done. Rooms, like, really, it's blocked. Block the door. Block the doorway with done. They ran back downstairs. Downstairs, antechamber, and took a while. Well, they healed. While to open locked door. Entered the play hall. Oh, we set off an alarm. That's very one word. Hyphenated. Can never remember. Anyway, very rigged alarm trap. But everyone too busy and the emotion to notice. They ran downstairs to the antechamber, healed, took a while to open the door. We didn't fight anything in there, did we? Yeah, there wasn't really anything in there. We found where the tapestry was supposed to be, but was not there. Tapestry those wasn't there. Downstairs again. Technically the name of this place is technically named the private suite. Or the heptagram shaped room. Down the tapestry with the rival noble. Messed up. Odd, right? Odd very badly. Alright. Double and recovered. Led the ruined tower in the night. Uh, Gave through rest. Sitting back. Aura. The tapestry has an aura of gentle repose on it. We nobles. Nobles manor. Vince. arcane sinkhole with the lure of potential treasures and her needing to pay them back. Um, Nothing too big of notice there, other than that Sovereign just absolutely wrecked Ott. Uh, some minor treasure. Nothing of too much value. Uh, yeah, and that's sort of where we ended up. So the next time when we pick this back up, we'll finish making the jaunt back to the noble's manor. We'll get her payment. We'll have our rest. We'll level up, and we'll have a discussion. We'll answer some of those questions that we have about Ott and Leah's connection and everything that's going on with Harold and Rice and their research, and get back on the main plot now that we've finally tracked down Ott. And it took a very long time getting back to where we need to be. This is, of course, a ton of fun. Thanks for joining me on this. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I do. And we will plan, as far as I know, to get back to this next Thursday is Thanksgiving. At least it is for us here in the US. Isn't next Thursday? I think that's right. I'm pretty sure that's right. And I have not heard what our plans are exactly for Thanksgiving. I don't know if we're doing any family stuff or not. On the actual day, or for weekend. Sometimes we'll on the weekend. Everybody's got a little bit more of it, so we'll have to see. So if not, I will probably. But if we do, I guess I won't. So stay tuned. Of course, if you want to see other stuff that we do, you can go to redragonfiend.com. That's the blog. We put up a new blog earlier this week, last week, something like that. Continuing our world building series, I am working on the large scale regional map. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. You can check out youtube.com/redragonfiend. We have some of the, if you want to catch up on everything in this series, then you can catch up on the videos over there. I'm still working on editing videos and get those up. There's also some other content up there that's not the solo RPG game, so if you're interested in other sort of DM craft kind of stuff, advice, taking a look at stuff. We did some stuff. I did sort of well, no, that's not up yet. We've done some other stuff. We've talked about a bunch of other things. So if you're interested in more things about running stuff and creating adventures and talking about very specific sort of DM, GM, running D&D and other sort of tabletop role-playing games, that's a good place to go get that video content. Enjoy my smiling face. Otherwise, that's going to be it for me. I will see you guys next time, alright? Bye.